I'll introduce our guest speaker, whom you've heard from with his reading. We welcome Reverend Chuck Freeman this morning as our speaker. He has been in the ministry since 1977, serving Church of Christ and now Unitarian Universalist congregations. He's the founding minister of the Free Souls Church in Round Rock, Texas. He is also a founding member of the Texas Unitarian Universalist Justice Ministry and its executive director. He's vice president of the Round Rock Black History Organization and co-founder and organizer of Undoing Racism Round Rock, working for systemic racial equity in the community. Chuck is also an active leader in Shut Down Hutto, which is a sustained campaign to close the T. Don Hutto immigrant prison in Taylor, Texas. Reverend Freeman?
I love coming to Westside. I've been coming here since Reverend Russell was the minister. People remember Reverend Russell? Yeah? You keep up with him on Facebook, et cetera, et cetera. Please tell him I said hello. I guess I could do that myself. And also Reverend Sherry, and I want you to know how much I and our fellow ministers respect her. It's one thing to be liked by your fellow ministers, but it's another thing to be respected. And particularly the way she uses her voice as your spiritual leader to go into the community and speak powerful truth for justice. She sent me a while back her testimony before the county commissioners to end this cruel agreement with the ICE people around the immigration laws. So I'm very grateful. I believe you are too, to have Reverend Sherry. Now, as I begin, I want to thank Yuki, Edward, and the choir for the music this morning. It was awesome, so thank them again. I love music, how much it enhances the service, and what all ministers will know and admit in private moments is that excellent music will elevate a mediocre sermon every time. And so that is my fervent hope and prayer this morning. So thank you. Now I'm going to make 3 statements as I begin. And I would like you to pay attention to your visceral response to these 3 statements. I am a person of faith. You are a person of faith. We are people of faith. Now, some of you are getting warm fuzzies going in your body there, going, oh, wow, it's so awesome to hear a UU minister talk about faith right there in the sermon and acknowledge that we are people of faith. And others of you are rankling inside going, okay, 20 more minutes, I think I can make it. Thank God he's going to be on the road this afternoon. We won't see him for another year, maybe not even then. So why would it be that the word faith is so generating all kinds of feelings within us, even stuff that we feel in our bodies? Why is it such a charged word? And I want to tell you, it's because that religions have sullied and disparaged and disfigured the word faith so badly that people of integrity rankle when it is used. Now, the word in the New Testament, the root word for faith simply means trust. It doesn't mean believing all kinds of unprovable, ridiculous, metaphysical statements. It means to trust. And in Hinduism, the word for faith means to set one's heart upon. What is it that you have set your heart upon? In the depths of your soul, of your spirit, in your blood, in your bones, in your breath, in your being, what is it that is so deeply rooted in you in trust, in hope, in vision, in your principles, in your desires for yourself, for your family, for your job, for your community, for our world and societies? You see, faith is a fully integrated bodily expression, soul expression of who you are in the depths of your soul and being. Now, I remember vividly that my Live Oak UU congregation in Cedar Park, where I was for 16 years, I remember some of my members, when I would be saying this in my sermons and what have you, I could see that they were rankling. They were looking away. They were like, oh, here he goes again. We knew that Church of Christ stuff would come through eventually. In fact, there is a woman, one of my members, who believed until the day that I left that I was a stealth minister there to convert the UUs to Church of Christism. She believed it until the day that I left. I thought, I was a hell of a failure, boy, let me tell you. So, what I wanted my members to know in a class I did about faith is this thing that faith is about trust. And this man, in his 60s, who grew up in the Catholic Church, he just burst out. He said, Chuck, I don't care how you redefine that word. That's what the Catholic Church says it means, and that's what it means. And I said, oh, I'm trying to recover the original meaning of the word so it can have meaning for us, because it is such a broad and beautiful word. And if we are invigorated by the depths of our trust and our commitments, what a beautiful thing we can offer to the world. Now, when I was going through my own faith crises, from the preacher's son and a fundamentalist preacher to becoming a Unitarian Universalist. By the way, that's a 12 sermon series. For $99.99, I can get that to you. I struggled, and this book by James Fowler was very helpful to me, that I read during my training to become a chaplain, and it's called Stages of Faith by James Fowler. And if you go through any Unitarian Universalist faith development class or course or whatever, this is integrated into it because it's such important work. Now, what he says is that he uses developmental people in developmental psychology and social sciences and what have you, moral development, Piaget, Kohlberg, people like that, and he puts together what he calls the various stages of faith. Now, the first two stages of faith are what children go through. I'm going to pick it up at stage 3 and briefly take you through stage 6. Stage 3 is adolescent faith, which he calls conventional faith. And what stunned me about that is that he said most people in the world, no matter what their religion or their faith, never get out of the stage of conventional faith. Never get out of adolescent faith. Essentially, what conventional faith and adolescent faith is, it's the cultural religion. It's the religion that is determined by the economic systems, by the social systems, by the political system that says these are the norms for this society, and this is how our society will operate. Now, religion is supposed to be that which transforms the system into something more equitable, something more compassionate, something more just, something more peaceful. But what happens almost invariably is that religions become a rubber stamp and acquiesce with the conventional religion of the time, basically making themselves useless to the society, other than the powerful. Think about the history of America. We might not have had to fight the churches would have said, no, it is wrong to imprison another human being for free labor, to separate them from their family, and treat them horribly. But what did the churches do? They integrated it, they inculcated it, they taught it, they embraced it. And so the evil of slavery went on. We had segregated churches. Well, that's one of the things Reverend King talked about. The most segregated hour in America is Sunday morning. Now look at what's going on in our world today, in our country today, with the horrible separations of families on the border. The fact that kids can't even have a toothbrush or soap. They're sleeping on concrete floors. They're sleeping out in the cold. I've been to McAllen. I've been to El Paso. I've talked to our congregation. We do immigration justice work. If our congregation, and I'm happy to say yours is one, which says, no, this is wrong. Thank God we have Unitarian Universalists and other congregations that are willing to say, no, we're not going to be a part of it. We're going to resist it, and we're going to work to transform it. This is why these so-called evangelical pastors can support what's going on. What's this guy over in Dallas, Jeffries, everything, right? Yeah, this is why he can do that, because cultural religion always follows the lead of the elite and the ruling class. So I'm going to move on from that, because that's a whole other sermon I'm saying. So, the next stage of faith, that's the third stage, adolescent conventional. The fourth stage is deconstructing the conventional faith. You will never move on unless you start to question that and deconstruct that. How many of you in here were told in your religions growing up, don't ask questions like, I'm going to see some hands. Don't ask questions like that. Oh, no. You're going to have to leave if you keep doing that. See, that's why you're here, right? But, you see, Unitarian Universalism primarily people who have or are deconstructing their conventional faith. Now, I think one of the dangers is that if you stay there the rest of your life, it's not a mature faith that's moving on from conventional faith. But I see a lot of Unitarian Universalists that are stuck in deconstructing. I can tell you, I went through that stage, deconstructing. And in my chaplaincy training, I became very adept at articulating how awful and how abusive and how ridiculous the faith that I grew up in was. your car, maybe somebody in here's like that, I don't know. When the police pulls over, is there a license plate? But she had a bumper sticker, and the theme of all of them were around this one, doing my best to piss off the religious right. Okay, now, yeah, I can get some fun out of that. I understand that. But really and truly, is that what we want to be known as? We're the religion that's working to make the religious right angry. That's a reactionary faith, is it not? That's a reactionary faith. Yeah, it'll give you the energy if you get just give you the energy to get into the level. So the next level is a mythological, paradoxical understanding, a mystical understanding of faith. So basically what it does, you go back to the conventional faith, and now you can see the myths. I'm talking about the myths in the way Joseph Campbell used it, the way Carl Jung used it, these powerful teachings and principles that are liberating to your soul and to the soul of humanity in the world. I'll give you a very simple example. In Christianity, what is the literal, conventional faith about Jesus' resurrection? Do you remember? Did he literally bodily resurrect? Yes, he did, right? That's in the creed. How many of you know the creed? Nicene Creed, the Apostles' Creed. Yeah, you said it. Some of you still not heard about it. Okay. Yes, sir. Now, once you've deconstructed that, you can embrace it as a beautiful myth and a beautiful process of the universe. You got a C or D in science and biology and stuff. But I do remember this part about that stars explode and universes explode and then they die and then new ones are born. To the extent that we have trees in Texas, you're going to start seeing leaves fall off of those trees, right? And what happened? I've got back in my townhome, I've got a beautiful Texas park area. I've already started to notice what's going to happen. Within 2 months or so, those trees are going to be naked. They're going to be bare. They're going to be sullen. Here's going to get darker. Here's going to get colder. We're going to get it down to 50 degrees. I know I'm going to be freezing. But what happens in the spring? Easter is what? Cool. So, you get it. We can embrace the conventional faith now with myth and metaphor and mysticism, and it gives whole new energy that we can talk about these things. So when I go to these liberalist Christian groups and they start talking about the resurrection and Jesus and the body, I'm just sitting there doing that. The sixth stage of faith is what Ballard calls universalizing faith. These are the people that we would call saints or sages or wise ones or prophets or what have you. It's the Gaudis of the world, the MLKs of the world, the Maya Angelos of the world, the Mother Teresa's of the world, the Nelson Mandela, the Dalai Lama, spiritual saint / wise person / minister. It's people that have the awareness of the way they live their life is governed by the oneness of this is clearly the oneness of all creation. Human, non-human, two-legged, four-legged, the sea, the sky, the earth. Does it grieve you another dam, grove of trees is cut down for another mall. Do we really need another Best Buy that badly? Do we need another Target that badly? Do we need a Walmart that badly?
No.
That's universal life. You and I have both. Somebody pulled out in front of me on the George Bush Turnpike. And next thing you know, I'm giving them the one finger salute. And I lost my whole universalizing faith. Now here's what I want you to know is that what's happened in America and what's happened in Texas is that those of us in the liberal and progressive faith movements abdicated that space for about 30 or 40 years. You know what happened to that vacuum? You know what moved into it? Was one small sect of one religion. It was well organized, it was cruel, it was angry, it was bigoted. And when you talk about faith in America, when you talk about faith in Texas, we abdicate our responsibility and our privilege to articulate a positive faith. They moved in with their horrible definitions of faith and their horrible applications of faith. And so when I go to the Capitol some 15 years ago, as we started to wake up, and I go into Kirk Watson's office, who was the former mayor of Austin, who was a great ally of all the things we work for, and I say, I'm Reverend Chuck Freeman, and I'm here and I'm advocating that women have the moral agency to make their choices about reproductive justice in their lives. And they look at me and they go, where have you been? And when you go up, we're talking with my colleagues about the war on women. They laugh. When I go into a representative office, and I introduce myself, I tell the young aides, yes, said, lots of talk. And after I articulate my perspective, the young man stood up and he said, wow, I just knew you said you were a minister. You were exactly literally. I'm going to tell you, this is why in 2012 we organized the Texas Unitarian Universalist Justice Movement. You're one of 35 visionary congregations understood that we can no longer advocate our privilege to talk about our faith in a positive way. And you need to know. Remember that stupid bathroom bill a couple years ago? Yeah? We had 5 times people of faith had to go up there who would not have been defeated. I vividly remember, I was one of 3 or 4 ministers they chose. When the author of the House bill came out of the chamber, and I said, sir, he said, you got 3 minutes. I said, sir, I want you to know, look at me up. I want you to know a person of faith. I want you to know I represent 5,000 Unitarian Universalists in Texas. I want you to know I represent a lot of other good-hearted, good-souled people in Texas. There are other ways to view what you're doing of faith. And you look down at this sheet and go, yeah, this is verse faith. So, anyway, I have this positive propaganda out there by the food. I always go, nice to meet them. So, there's that. Here's our accomplishment sheet. It's so small I had to put my really small type back. This is what we did in the last legislature. It's yellow because when you wear yellow when you go out, wear your yellow shirts. It says, pictures of his legislators home seeing yellow for justice. What is the Unitarian Universalist faith? What do we have here? 100 people? 150? If I were to ask that question, we'd have about 400 or 500 names, right? That's right. This, I didn't get this from on high. This is not, I think, from Boston, so. I know you guys don't believe me unless it is from Boston. But this is one humble definition of UU faith. I'm going to give you 4 words that I think could be a definition of what it means to have UU faith. Okay? And it coalesces with stage 5 and stage 6. The first one is Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, who marched with King at Selma. If you want to know what Moses looks like, that's exactly what Moses looks like. You look that up. Heschel says that healthy religion begins in what you call radical amazement. Radical amazement. So your first 2 words are radical. What does it give you off? What does it give you? Radical amazement is that mystical. And the last 2 words are from a Unitarian minister named Reverend Carl Reese back in the 1930s and 40s. He was author of the Unitarian Manifesto. He started the American Association. And what he said, I'm famous, so I have to apologize for him. But he basically said, I looked around the world and what I saw is that it's all interconnected and it's all interrelated. So we are called to radical goodwill. Radical goodwill. So you could say, one could say, if you ever get a test on this, make sure you put these 4 words down. You really remember saying, UU faith is about radical amazement and radical goodwill. Now, what difference does that make? You see, faith is a verb. So in the Epistle of James, which is one of the ways I get inspired for this sermon, it says this beautifully, that removing action from faith is like removing breath from the body. All you have left is there's something in there about breathing. So I just want to open it up. In this if this congregation were to disappear tomorrow, how would this be? You see, that's a good question to ask. You know, whether or not you're breathing. I'd like to hear it. A lot of great things. They were small, but they were local. If West Side UU were to disappear tomorrow, what would be missing in this community? Forgiveness, truth, Supper, listen, Samaritan. Save space for a document. Climate justice. Go ahead. Save space for spiritual practice. Yes. Yes. Well, there you go. Place for kids to learn these values. What is that discharge? Go ahead. Oh, the water protector. So hear it and reflect on this. This congregation didn't exist. Think of all the ways this community would suffer. Because you're not breathing, sometimes our congregations don't realize what we're doing. Anybody been to the Red River congregation up in Denison, up the road here? Well, I went there and I did the sermon, and then they were all looking at each other, and I looked over on the wall. I saw a banner from the Jewish congregation and an LGBTQ banner. I said, what does that mean? Oh, the Jewish group is here. I said, well, where would they be if they didn't be here in Denison, Texas? And where would the LGBTQ people go? I can tell you, those people are so liberal, they have people from Oklahoma there. All right, I'm going to keep it. I'm watching that big clock back there. I think there's a message. The other thing, Reverend Sherry said every minute over 25 minutes. So I'm going to close with the words of Reverend Theodore Parker, who was a minister back, a unitary minister, well known back in the Civil War time. There was this president who gave a speech in Gettysburg, it's on my hand, remember his name? Well, he quoted from Parker. You know why? Because Parker agreed unitary faith with the body politic, and Lincoln knew who he was. Lincoln did not Google obscure unitary minister quotes. He went to use at a battlefield. Here's what Parker wrote. He said that we are about to establish a system, a democracy, a government based on eternal principles of justice, a government of all the people, by all the people, for all the people. And he did it this way, almost subtly and nonchalantly, but it gives me chill bumps even now when you say it. He said, for shortness' sake,